Guys, and it's 7-Eleven on Friday, May 16th, and just gonna touch base with you guys for about 20 minutes. We know there's a big hockey game tonight, yeah, how was your week, Asim? How are things going for you?
The week was good,
Yeah.
a little busy.
Yeah.
I think more people are inquiring about real estate,
Yes.
so that's keeping busy.
Yeah.
They're inquiring, but still they are not making decisions to purchase, or
Yeah.
like with the listing appointments, people have unrealistic expectations, right? Because they
course.
purchase the property sometimes in a higher market and they want to sell in a higher price, which is not which is very hard to do because it's a buyer's market.
Yeah.
And that's something going on. How's your real estate is going right now?
Yeah. So this week was good actually. We had I had a few meetings this week, and Friday today was a pretty busy day for me. We went to Hamilton. We took a look at a few condo opportunities for a few two of my clients that were looking to get into the market, first-time home buyers, and I was shocked with the pricing. Honestly, like maybe Hamilton. Obviously, Hamilton's more affordable than GTA, where we mainly live, but you know, a 1+ den unit for $350,000.
Really?
Yeah, without parking. But like, you know, 600 square feet, brand new unit, and this is in Stony Creek actually, in a brand new building. So we saw a few units like that, and I found that to be really low. But for the first-time home buyers, I think that was from my client, he's a first-time home buyer, so I thought that was a well-priced unit to get into the market. A mortgage like that, probably $1,700 per month. So, and that client was considering to either rent or buy. So we took a look at a few different options today. But I was just thinking in my head, like, if you're going to pay $1,800 to rent, like $1,850 to $1,900 to rent, if you're going to pay $2,400, wouldn't that be better to own a property and spend that additional $400 or $500?
In my opinion, purchasing is a better option.
Right.
So this particular client, he was only looking to buy the condo, or he was open to the other thing?
No, he was only looking to buy a condo. So we took a look at about 6 units today, all between the range of $350,000 to $400,000, and few of them were assignment sales. So we walked into one condo today, and actually it was for lease, but we walked into the condo. There was no washroom, there was no sink, there was no toilet. So then I called the agent, and the agent's like, "Yeah, they're still working on it." So I said, "Why is it for lease? It's not ready." So, so yeah, he actually said that he had 2 other units in the building.
So they gave the occupancy without it's being completed?
No, I think that unit I was able to see, but that unit is not ready for move-in. Like, so basically, if someone wants to rent it, they can rent it, but it's going to take 2 or 3 months to actually,
That's interesting. In my experience,
I've never had that before.
Yeah.
So I think what happened is he had a few other units in the building, and he also shared that one too with me. But that caught me off guard. But again, like, $350 to $375 for a 1+ den with a parking, brand new building, brand new amenities. I thought it was a good price point.
And what was the budget of the client though?
My client's budget for those condos, for the condo, if he was looking to buy, was $350. But he's looking for a parking spot as well. So now we're trying to see like what we can do, and if we can meet that price point for him. But I've noticed also, like, to your point, like this week we've seen more people kind of reach out to us. We were really busy the last few days with meetings, and I have a few scheduled for tomorrow. So I think generally, like, when summer comes along, the season, the weather, the mood kind of changes, and I think people are more kind of, there's more activity. I think we're going to have a slower year than the year prior, but generally when summer comes along, May, June, July, we see, I think, more activity in the market, right?
That is true.
Yeah.
But I'll always prefer freehold property than the condo.
Of course, if you can afford it.
Yeah.
If you can afford it.
But affordability, it's sometimes people think that they are not able to afford a property, but they don't consult with the professionals.
Right.
Like, so many people came to me for purchasing a condo and end up purchasing the freehold properties because they were getting the rental opportunities as well there, right?
Right.
The property, if the property have a rental potential, and sometimes the lender can consider that okay, they are going to get the rent out of it, and so the affordability goes up.
Yeah, but they have to be able to meet those ratios, right? Like if you're buying a rental property for $700,000-800,000, then you have to show an income of probably $100,000 to $150,000.
No, but again, if the property has the rental potential, then we can make it. So the lender can make the exception, right?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have to take. But would they be able to take
But it has to be the legal dwelling, though.
Yeah.
So there can be exceptions, and then if let's just say your client is paying $2,500 and his budget is that he should stay under $2,500. He can he'll pay $2,000 out of his pocket, and the rest is maybe from the rental potential of the property.
Yeah, but if he's looking at a property for $400,000 based on his income, and now you're saying that why don't you look at a property that's
it has to have a rental potential, though.
Right, but you're saying that he can still potentially get a property for $700,000.
It varies from people to people and their credentials, right? So we have to analyze their credentials, right? And then from there we can go and we can properly advise people that what they can afford.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone's still looking at it as an investment because, he was saying, what if I go for a 1+ den, can I rent out my den? And what kind of rent can I get for that?
No, people are sharing the dens as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Especially the core downtowns, the places which are near the universities or the hospitals. People are like doing job and they have to come and sleep.
Right.
For them, it's fine.
Yeah, makes sense.
As long as they're okay with sharing the apartment.
Of course. Yeah, we had another situation actually because the market is so challenging. So I'm just explaining with another client that I'm working with. There's a few builders that are still not cooperating with agents, right? So there's a specific project in Oakville, and I'm not going to name the builder, but they're willing to entertain potentially cooperating with agents if we bring clients over. So I have a client that we're working with, and they're priced really well. But even though the builder's priced so well, like for the Oakville market, it's like people would say, oh, that's still an expensive price point, but compared to the other builders, they're priced really well. If anyone's interested in this builder, they can reach out to us. But
plus, on top of that, the clients sometimes they need a solution.
Yeah.
Like the reason they come to us because we can provide them all kind of solutions.
Yeah.
Like
no, the whole point was
we have a team for the mortgages, right? So they can take the mortgages in case they need any help with that.
Yeah.
We have in-house lawyers and everything. So that's the reason I think we are making deals right now, and we are closing deals because we have these kind of solutions, right?
Of course.
If they'll directly go to the builder and they just want to sell.
Yeah.
They might get the pre-approval letter, right? And sometimes it's just a formality.
Yeah.
So being a realtor, we vet the client first, right? That what they can do at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And then that how we should be treating the clients.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Like the whole point I was trying to make is that even though they're priced really well, they're still sitting on a lot of units. Right? So that's the other benefit is that if anyone is interested in specific projects where other agents might not be promoting them, like we sometimes have access to specific projects where we have really good relationships with the builder, where the builder will kick us a bone for bringing in a client. So those projects that most agents might not share with you, we can share with you those projects. And those builders honestly are sitting on inventory. Like, so there is flexibility on certain things that we can discuss more in depth if there's a specific product that you guys are interested in. But, just like this stream that we just wanted to really talk about was just like the weekly report. We were on here last week. And
but overall, this is our experience with the market, but in general on like how does the market look on paper?
On paper, it's not good, right? But I mean, there's always activity in the market. So I don't know, like for us, like this week, I think we had a lot of activity for ourselves. But we did the market report for April last week. The numbers are obviously down. But I think personally, like the way we see it with the previous years, the historical trends, spring and summer, you're going to see more activity in the market. And we have a really big project coming up in Oakville. It's going to be a combination of townhouses, semi-detached and detached. And I have clients that are literally following up with me every single day, second day, saying, is there any update with the floor plans? Is there any update with the pricing? So there are people that are still inquiring about buying, and they're just looking for a really good deal, a really good project. And even in resale, like we're working with clients, like even the client today, he's looking for a really good deal. He's geared towards renting, even though I feel like purchasing is a better option based on his situation. But he's also saying, you know what, if I get a really good deal in purchasing a condo, I'll go for a purchase. But I just thought like, you know, $350,000 for a 1+ den in Hamilton, good location. I thought it was a really good deal. For my client, it's still, you know, it's touching really close to his budget. But, you know, for a first-time home buyer looking to get into the market, maybe they're a couple, they're a couple and they they work in Burlington or Oakville. Hamilton is not a bad commute. You know, 30-40 minutes is not a bad commute.
But the condo market is overall, it's so low right now. If I can buy more condos, I'll buy.
Yeah,
but it has a future, right? Not right now. Like right now, it's all-time low.
Of course.
But like how low it can go further.
Well, we don't work heavily in condos, right? Like even like a few clients we deal with, they're kind of like one-offs. I think, you know, like we've been talking about, we're more so engaged in the low-rise, detached, semi-detached, townhomes. But yeah, if someone is looking for a condo, if it's a first-time home buyer, if someone is looking to downsize into a condo, like an older couple, there are really good deals on condos. Honestly, really good deals. And kind of a wake-up call today when I saw that in Hamilton. But even in Oakville and Burlington, like I was looking at some options for condos, and you can get something in the 400s now. Like you can get something. So,
with or without parking?
Without parking, most likely. But you know, in Hamilton, you can get something for $375, $360. If you're really pushing with, you know, on negotiating, like you can get it with the parking. So I don't know. I think that's a good price point. But you know. Yeah, I mean, we'll see where the market goes, right? Like we discussed the market report last week, but any other news on your side, Asim, in terms of any trends you're noticing with what, you know, clients are reaching out to you?
They are reaching out. They're inquiring about the things, but most of the clients are coming for the mortgages. I do the mortgages too. I'm a mortgage agent as well. Yeah. So most of them, they're coming for the mortgages, and the people who purchased the property in 2021 and 2022, their appraisals are causing issue. So there are a lot of distress sales, especially when it comes to the condos.
Yeah, that's true. We're seeing it with low-rise too. Honestly, we're seeing it with low-rise, and we talked about this on the previous streams, that there are distress sales out there in the market. And but you know, also like people need to be realistic, right? You know, like because we get a lot of clients that inquire and they're looking for a good deal, and you know, a lot of deals out there are good deals, but they're looking to really push the button on some clients. And you know what? Like I'll give another example. We have a client who bought a property a few years ago. He bought it for $2.5 million, and now he's looking to let it go for $2.35. He's basically sacrificing a good chunk of his deposit.
Not all the deposit, but a good chunk.
I would say 90% of it, right? And we have a few buyers that have reached out to us that are pushing him down so much on the price where not only is he going to give up his full deposit, he's going to have to give up more out of his pocket. And the closing is like December, January, right? So there's a few clients that have reached out on that specific property that he has.
But if someone is losing all the deposit, right, and even if they have to pay something out of their pocket, they should try talking to the builder and sign a mutual release. And
most builders don't do it though. Look, from my experience, what I've seen is that most builders, they're not going to give him.
But the builders will be losing money with the lawyers as well if they're pursuing the client, and the client has nothing to offer, right? He don't have anything to pay. Then they'll be losing money as well.
I've spoken with a few agents, and what they're telling me is that they are coming after clients. So I don't know, but you know, like I've tried to get kind of an idea what's going on with the distress sales, and they're saying that, they're saying that they're coming after for the gap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're coming. So basically, to clarify, I just wanted to clarify with the audience, like anyone that buys a property from a builder, let's say they paid $2.5 million for it. Now they're not able to close. Now the builder is going to take back the property and say they're going to sell it on the market for $2.3. That $200,000 difference in price, the builder can come after the client for. They can go through a litigation process. They can sue them. They can take them to court.
This is the reason I believe people should analyze their situation before committing into such transaction.
Yeah.
And most of the time they follow the crowd. What everyone is doing, they tend to do that.
It's our responsibility too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we want to make a sale.
But right now, like if it's our responsibility, and there's so many buyers, they want to purchase the property, and we are telling them this is a good time to buy,
Yeah.
and no one is buying.
Yeah.
There are so many listings, and this is the time to buy, right? So they will jump in when I believe everyone will jump in.
Well, people when you say that comment, this is the right time to buy. There are other people I watch on YouTube, prominent figures. There's one big mortgage guy that a lot of people watch, and he's saying any agent that's telling you to buy right now, don't listen to them. He's saying that wait. If you have an opportunity to wait, because I feel the prices are going to go lower. But again, he doesn't have a crystal ball, nor do we. Do I think it's a buyer's market? By fact, it's a buyer's market. And do I think there are good buying opportunities? Yes. But with your comment there, right, I think it's justified what you're saying. I think it's fair what you're saying. But a lot of people might go against that comment and say, well, the market, I think, is going to come back another 15%. It's going to go lower. What are you going to say?
It can go further. Like, let's just say, what if it goes down to 20% more down, right?
Yeah.
No one knows.
No one knows.
There's so many external factors.
Yeah.
But let's just say purchasers come back to the market. All of them, they're going to come together. And that's where the price will start to go up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the demand and supply. Plus, there's a shortage of supply. Already there's a shortage of supply.
Yeah.
Right now, there are more listings, right?
Yeah.
More listings and few purchasers. But overall, the population is more and housing is less.
Yeah, and we've spoken with clients. Honestly, we've spoken with clients that have bought into projects that were released 2 months ago. I'm not going to name the project. I'm not going to name the client. But we spoke with them. They said, yeah, we bought in this product or this project. Then we asked them, okay, what did you pay for this property? And the number that they gave us, right now, that same property they can get from the builder for probably $200,000 less. And we're talking about a span of 2 months. Now, that's not a fault on the builder. That's not a fault on the client. That is just the result. It's a consequence of timing. It's just a timing thing. So, clients might be like, okay, you know what? Now they've dropped the price. I should be entitled to that new price. It's a timing thing. It goes the other way too. People get into the market right now, and then the market goes up in 2 months to 200,000. So it can go both ways. But we are seeing right now people that bought 2-3 months ago in some projects where inventory is sitting. Buyers that want to get in, they can probably get in 100K less. 150K less. Like, it's really like it's not a black and white. It's a matter of us putting an offer together, but we can really push. We can really push, and for now it's not a balanced market. It's a buyer's market, and 15-20%. It can go lower for sure. We don't know. No one has a crystal ball, but from 12 months back, the prices are definitely down. And really the ball, I feel, is in the buyer's court right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. But again, no one has a crystal ball, as you said.
Yeah.
So I think we should go and watch the game now.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for them, honestly. I don't know. Our team is not they just can't get it done. But let's see. They have a big game tonight, and let's see if they can win and go back for a game 7. But we'll see how it goes. Beautiful weather as well. Beautiful weather outside. So everyone enjoy the weekend. And it's a long weekend, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so Monday's a day off, I guess, for everyone.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we'll see you guys maybe next week, or we'll see if we have time, maybe the week after. But just want to come and show our face. And